ahead run tonight.
And Ellie, you can just leave your credit card. Okay, Jen.
Well, you think LA talked about the speed. It's amazing how often these two players are playing at full speed. And you look at what they're creating. They're creating goals. They're creating opportunities with their speed on the ice. And you have a watch there at CGY. How quickly do they get going? I mean, they're almost 22 miles per hour on the rush. And this is what you're used to seeing with McDavid. Through the neutral zone, gaining that speed, attacking, and then surveying his options, his ability to finish. Even if he's in the zone, you watch his quick strides. It's almost a pause, a fake, and then the deception and the fake when you are skating so quickly creates all of the time and the space. And the McKinnon we're looking at, there's just always such power and speed. This one, for him, that rush is 24 miles per hour. You just have to feel for any defenders that are attempting to slow them down. It's almost impossible to stop them with this speed. Just absolutely electric to watch these two. And two of the top three in the scoring race, two favorites for the Hart Trophy as well.
10 seconds.
Ooh.
McKinnon is unbelievable. I covered him on Tuesday. Unreal year.
Ditto.
That's good. Tampa's leading Panthers 2-0 first intermission of their game. Coyotes up on the Devils 3-1 second intermission of their game. Our games on Hockey Night next.
I'm back with Sports Interaction.
in association with the NHL and Sportsnet.
If you're lucky enough to be Irish, you're lucky enough on a day where it's easy being green.
Let's see who is ready to seize the luck of the Irish tonight.
You're the fighter. You've got the fire, the spirit of a warrior, the champion's heart. You fight for your life, pick the fight and never quits. You make the most of it, you don't, because the quitter never wins. You were born a box in the city that's seen this shit.
Luck could land in the hands of anybody from anywhere on this night tonight.
Hello, Canada and hockey fans of the United States and Newfoundland.
This is Hockey Night in Canada on Sportsnet.
You want action? We've got action for you here tonight.
Oh, did you see that?
What a performance. Doesn't get any better than this.
He's going to step. He's in.
There's a chance for Crosby. He scores! Absolutely amazing. Mighty Ireland is 4 hours ahead of us here in Toronto, so that means we're inside 1 hour to the big day, St. Patrick's Day. The Dropkick Murphys, the Warrior Code kickstarts the evening. A little sprig of the Emerald Isle down in Toronto. The Leafs wearing their St. Pat sweaters. And off to Calgary tonight as well. The playoff race is dialing up, and a great reminder of what will be at stake. The '89 Stanley Cup champions are at the game between Montreal and Calgary. Then a dynamite double-double tonight as we feature Colorado, Edmonton, and Washington and Vancouver. Canucks could move to first overall in the NHL tonight. So yeah, it's just lots of, I mean, what has Chris Knobloch done? Their .745 winning percentage. Crazy stuff. Hockey Night in Canada, presented by Rogers with Jennifer Botterill, Kelly Rudy, and Kevin Bieksa, and St. Paddy's Day. So we'll toast that a little bit later, but we should toast it right now. The Shamrock, there you have it, is the emblem of Ireland. And the Clover, I thought we would just have a hat trick of great stories with Ireland-born connections. And we'll start in Belfast, actually just outside Largun is one, and then Belfast itself, and then we'll move over to Dublin. But let's begin with the Worlds and Geraldine Heaney and the All-Star, and you remember, Owen Nolan. Here they are.
It's the Canadians, Heaney, beautiful move, shot on the goal! What a play by Geraldine Heaney!
And brought it back out, here's Nolan again. I'm gonna get you, he does. He got it, finally. Well, that was amazing. Nolan pointed, and he said, I'm doing it this time, baby. And he did.
Thank you, Robert. But the real luck of the Irish, that'd be a rock star in the pouring rain asking a stranger for asylum. It happened.
I was hitchhiking in Vancouver just yesterday. Actually, I was. And this guy and his girlfriend picked me up, and I'm there with the truck. And he was very cool, and it turns out he was an ice hockey player. Gilbert Brûlé, as it happens.
I mean, is that a beautiful way to say it? Gilbert Brûlé, born in Edmonton, played for the Vancouver Giants, played for the Edmonton Oilers. Off to those cities later tonight, but it's St. Paddy's Day at Scotiabank Arena, and Kyle Bukauskas, you are there. Over to you. Happy St. Pat's Day.
Thank you, Ron. Same to you. Still no Mitch Marner, though, for the Maple Leafs. Calle Jarnkrok is out tonight as well. There was a time earlier in this season where the Leafs were relying on their big four to carry the offense at a rate that was amongst the highest it had ever been since John Tavares came to Toronto. Lately, though, the scoring's been a lot more balanced. Bertuzzi, McMahon, Nyes, Domi, amongst others, finding the score sheet with more regularity of late. The balance of power continues to shift in the Metro Division. Jake Gensel trading in his Penguins bag for Hurricanes colors a week ago. He and Evgeny Kuznetsov have made impacts already, and there's a look into the eye of the storm right there. Both these teams on solid footing with less than 20 games to go. Ryan Leslie, over to you in Calgary.
Thank you, Kyle. 80s night here at the Scotiabank Saddledome. Habs and Flames forever linked by those two Stanley Cup finals against one another. To the ice we go here, and we'll start with Montreal. No Marty St. Louis. He will not be behind the bench. Left Calgary for family reasons. Trevor Letowski takes over head coaching duties tonight. Caden Primo, the starting goaltender tonight for the Canadians. Both teams with a youth movement, if you will. And as far as goaltending is concerned, another performance for Dustin Wolf tonight. He gets the nod, and Andrei Kuzmenko and A.J. Greer, who missed the last 18 games, draws back in. And Ron, I got your name written here in a rose tattoo.
Okay, thank you, Ryan. Our hearts go out to Marty St. Louis. Ryan, thanks for the update on that, and sorry to hear it. Kelly, how about that game?
Well, for Calgary, the biggest story basically for me is Dustin Wolf getting his second consecutive start. He was brilliant on Thursday versus Vegas. 4-1 victory, 28 saves. Hopefully he can get on a bit of a roll.
And for the Leafs, new line combinations. Austin Matthews surrounded by two players who can play a reliable and smart game. I also like the line, the Domi line, that McMahon can also play with pace. All forwards need to be aware of back pressure because Carolina has added skill and depth to their lineup.
And have we heard how Carolina plays man-on-man in the D-zone? It's a big topic, and what that means is you create a whole bunch of one-on-ones in the D-zone. If I'm a Toronto forward, I'm salivating. You beat your guy in a one-on-one, you're probably getting a clear path to the net. So look for Matthews and some of those top offensive guys, Nylander, to get some chances tonight.
Great night of hockey. There's no question about that. Chris Cuthbert, Craig Simpson at Toronto, Rick Ball and Greg Millen over at Calgary. The heart is a bloom that shoots up through the stony ground.
You fight for your life.
Calgary. The Montreal Canadiens in town to take on the Calgary Flames on Hockey Night in Canada. 80s night here at the Scotiabank Saddledome. Let's take you back to 1989, a special time between these two organizations, and it would be Calgary coming out. That was Lanny McDonald in the most famous goal in the history of the organization. You've done it, Lanny. You've done it. Hoisting the Stanley Cup for the first and only time. That was then. This is now. There's Lanny on the left along with Hall of Famer, two of them, and an embrace. Mike Vernon as well. All kinds of alumni on hand. Colin Patterson, Merzen, McCowan. Fantastic. Now to the standings. You know, it's not dark yet, but it's getting there. Both teams still very much in this. Well, that might be a bit of a stretch, but Calgary's still trying to keep their flickering playoff hopes alive in that wild west of the wild card race. As we get you set for this one, you know, both teams with a lot of similarities between them both, and we can talk about the youth movement for both teams. But for Montreal, let's talk about Juraj Slafkovsky. He has scored some goals after a tumultuous start to his NHL career. He is really starting to find himself and find his game. 14 goals and counting so far for the former first overall pick, and you know, he joins Canadians lore when it comes to teenagers and their success rate at the National Hockey League level. Look at the names that he is joining when you talk about points. Most points by a teenager in a single season. Certainly the Canadians faithful, hoping that he can continue on that pace. As far as the Flames are concerned, they're going to welcome back a couple of key pieces when they talk about Kuzmenko and AJ Greer on that fourth line. Lots to get to. Rick Ball and Greg Millen will have the call for you tonight.
In the spirit of reconciliation, we acknowledge tonight's game will take place on the original territories of the peoples of the Treaty 7 region in southern Alberta, which includes the Blackfoot First Nation tribes of Siksika, the Piikani, the Gena, the Stoney Nakoda First Nation tribes of Chiniki, Bearspaw, and Goodstoney, and the Tsuut'ina First Nation. This territory is also home to the Métis Nation of Alberta, Regions 5 and 6. As an organization, Calgary Sports and Entertainment is proud to continue our commitment to learn from and partner with our Indigenous communities.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's game between the Montreal Canadiens and your Calgary Flames. We're now asked to please rise if you're able, remove your hats, and join the singing voice of your Calgary Flames, George Canyon, accompanied by Flames organist Warren C. and members of the Calgary Fire Department, in the performance of our national anthem. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and we stand on God for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on God for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on God for thee. Thank you, George Canyon and Warren C.
Flames ended a three-game slide with a solid 4-1 win over the defending Stanley Cup champs Thursday. The Canadiens kicking off a 5 games in 11 days Western road trip starting tonight, wrapping up March 26th in Denver. Caden Primo, the 24-year-old, gets the call between the pipes, coming off a 41-save shutout against Columbus. That was 2 games ago. Most saves by a rookie in a shutout win in franchise history. Dustin Wolf at the other end, coming off a solid 28-save performance Thursday in that win over Vegas. We've got an all-rookie goaltending matchup tonight in Calgary. Jonathan Huberdeau loves playing against his hometown team. 30 points, 33 career games against the Montreal Canadiens. There's Trevor Letowski on the bench. You heard Ryan mention off the top of the show. No Marty St. Louis. He is back home dealing with family matters, so our well wishes with Marty and his family. Letowski will handle the bench duties for Montreal as we're set to go here at Scotiabank Saddledome. Hockey night in Canada is underway. Rick Ball with Greg Millen in the broadcast booth. Anderson's able to fire the puck in and around. Back to it is Cooley. Bounces the puck behind the net. Matheson swatting at it. Pospisil able to flip it around the boards. Cut off by Gallagher. He'll feed it across to Anderson. Wheeling in down the wing. Anderson with a shot and put it high off the glass. Puck all the way around. Where'd it go? It actually bounced back from the direction of the shot, and Shillington finally finds it and feeds it ahead. Here's Pospisil trying to steer one on goal. Cut off by Gooley. Able to bank it back to the line to Weegar with a wrister. It hit traffic in the slot, and it's cleaned up by Montreal. Gallagher at the line feeds it over to Jake Evans. Mishandled the pass, and now the Flames have a chance for an odd-man rush. Here's Huberdeau waiting to shift in front for Calgary. Kicked away by Primo. And a loose puck corralled by Caulfield. He'll drop it off. Get it back. Caulfield forced to the boards. Turning just inside the Calgary line. Pressure go. Look out. Coleman takes off. He's got a step. Coleman. Stop. Rebound tipped away. Another big save there by Caden Primo, and a good look for Blake Coleman, who's up to 28 goals on the year for Calgary. Career high for him. Had a pair in that win over Vegas the other night, both in the third period. Caulfield gains the line. Works it down the right side with a shot, and Wolf's able to make the save. Puck ricochets back to the blue line and out. Slavkovsky retreats to his own zone. Turns, fires it ahead. Suzuki bumps it back. There's Jaden Struble. The only change from last game for Montreal is he comes into the lineup. Puck flipped in deep. Waugh racing up after it. Banks it around to the near point. Play down the boards, worked off the wall by Newhook, feeds it over. There's a shot from the line by Harris. Rebound comes free, and it's chipped back to the blue line and slides out to center ice. 9-8 tonight, the way they're going here. I mean, look at the chances already early. Very open start to this game.
Ohochuk chips the puck over. His third game as a Flame. That's the newcomers on that blue line with all the changes approaching the trade deadline as Ohochuk came over from San Jose. Armia steals, though, to Newhook in the slot. Chopped away before he could shoot. Puck back to the line. Newhook feeds it through. Worked out of the corner, but winds up on the near side now. Struble's in deep. He's bumped. Armia comes in to help out. Ohochuk plays it around. White off the bench. Able to drop it off. There's a shot by Tanner Pearson, gobbled up by Wolf, and he hangs on.
Wow, what an open start to this game. I mean, both teams had quality chances. Anderson with an early chance as he goes streaking down the wing with some pretty good speed. Looks like Wolf may have got a piece of that. He's lucky he didn't hit him and go right back into the net as it came off the glass in a hurry. A giveaway by Caulfield here. Here goes Coleman, and a good save by Primo, and he's in perfect position to make his first save of the hockey game.
Off the draw, Harvey Pinard throws that puck around. It comes all the way back to Gooley. The Edmonton native feeds it down the boards to Pearson. That pass blocked by Greer. First game back in the lineup for number 18. He missed 18 with a lower body injury. Anderson, meantime, on the attack. Good play by Mike Matheson to knock it away. Harvey Pinard fires a pass over to White, broken up with the line by Shillington. Now it's played in. All the way around. Pearson gets to it. Makes a pass down low. Fed towards White, chipped away by the Flames' Kevin Rooney, who one-hands it out to A.J. Greer. He'll flip it in at the end of his shift and turn to the bench. Gooley back to it. Former Prince Albert Raider takes his time as both teams finish off a change. Skates the puck to the line. That pass picked off by Huberdeau. Feeds it across. Here comes Weegar into the zone. Drops it off. Pospisil trying to feather it through. That was blocked by Evans. Pospisil stick breaks. Shot through the crease. Picked up near side Weegar. Back to the line. That shot deflected away. Evans takes off. Flip through. Off the glove of Weegar under pressure from Gallagher, but he's able to settle it down and bank it off the glass to center. Nazem Kadri's on it there. Works it across. Gains the line just onside. Huberdeau follows up. Feeds it over. There's a one-timer by Miramanov, and Primo is able to make the save at the top of the crease. And hang on.
I don't know if this might have been offside. It was very close at the blue line for sure. Miramanov's got a real good shot. Here it is.
Whoa,
boy, oh boy. I don't know if that would have come back. Anyway, Huberdeau with a good line-up shot from Mirmanov, who's got a good one. And again, Primo looks very solid, having a great start. His last start in the shutout, as you mentioned, Rick, and looks very solid here early in this one with a couple of good positional saves.
It was a win 3-0 over Columbus. 2 games ago, they lost in overtime to Boston Bruins on Thursday as the Canadians hit the road for 5. Savard able to get the puck. Makes a pass. Fired out the center. Slavkovsky. Jack-Eye into the zone with a shot off the post. Let that rip and almost beat Wolf. Well, he did, but the Irons saved the day for the Flames goaltender. Backlund carries out. Wrists the puck in. Habs are on it. Slavkovsky tipped it over, but stolen. Here's Backlund. Oops, put it high. Mangiapane settles it down as he'll work it out of the corner. Tries to cut to the middle. Too much traffic there. Jack-Eye, who moments ago came centimeters away from opening the scoring, plays it across, and both teams start a change.
Boy, there's been a lot of giveaways here early, which has created these chances by both teams. And Jack-Eye there with that shot over the glove, an area to look for here against Wolf.
Here's Waugh with a pass to Armia. Fan on the one-timer. Puck winds up at center. Pressure. Kuzmenko able to steal with a pass across. Sharangovich checked by Armia, and he winds up with a puck able to skate it out. Yoel Armia feeds it on the wing. Flip back towards the goal. Won't be able to steer that away. Waugh gets it back towards the line for Struble. Back to Waugh with a wrister that never got through. Harris activates as he'll play it to the far side. New hook down the boards. Sharangovich pressures. Puck knocked away and deep to Armia. Has Waugh in front. Tries to get it there. It went off a skate through the crease. And Kuzmenko back after missing 2 with an injury. Fires a long pass out to Hunt. Hunt, little chip and chase around Struble. Harris back to the puck. He'll play it to the other side to Armia. Bumps it behind the net to Jordan Harris. Coronado does a flyby. Harris settles it down as we're approaching the 6-minute mark of the opening period. Steered into the zone. Wolf out to play it. Around the boards. White cut it off. Put it to the corner to Pearson. He's bumped. Wojciech stumbling. Harvey Pinard banks it back. Gooley works it down the boards. Stops in the corner with a pass to White. Fires the puck to the far side. Matheson waiting for it. Wrists it in deep. White. Pearson off his skate back into the corner. Chases it down with a pass that's deflected. Harvey Pinard got it though. Back to Matheson. One more time at the line. Looking for a lane. Passing. There's a shot off a stick. That deflects high off the glass. Stays in play. Matheson pinching in deep. Trying to get it in front. Chopped away. As coming across was Kevin Rooney, and the puck's cleared out. Starts to roll. That might be icing. It is as they blow it down with 13.5 left in the period.
Well, Jack-Eye with a rifle coming in late from the point, Ed. One area where Wolf might get beat in this league, and we'll have to keep an eye on it, is high over the glove, as he's not a big goaltender and tends to collapse at times a little early. And that one rifled right off the post and clearly had the goaltender beat.
Suzuki against Rooney in the face-off circle after the icing call. Puck to the boards, Flames on it. Off the glass and out by Wojciech, and that'll be another icing call as Jack-Eye gets back.
Desjardins Financial Group. All heart for community hockey and the people who make it happen.
Suzuki and Rooney again on the draw. Rooney wins it cleanly this time, and Wojciech has a chance to get it up, but can't. Good play there by Slavkovsky to knock it away. The ball bumped by Caulfield as the puck goes to Rooney behind the net. Swatted out by Coronado, and he lifts it to the line. Just out, played back in. They blow it down on the offside with exactly 7 minutes gone in the opening period. Well, they don't call it goalie's best friend for nothing. terrific it is to see Lanny McDonald back in the building. After a serious health scare following the All-Star weekend, he had bypass surgery and a standing ovation here at Scotiabank Saddledome. Well-deserved.
Well, well-deserved because he's just a wonderful human being. And to have him healthy and back is great for all of us to witness. And way to go, Lanny. And what a beautiful ovation he just received here at the rink.
Neutral zone face-off. Pospisil in a battle with Gallagher. It's tapped back into the Calgary zone. Anderson turning. Gallagher pressuring. Played off the boards to the line. Matheson knocked it down, but it's right to Pospisil. Ahead to Huberdeau. He'll chase into the zone. Evans back door with a feed around to the near side. Flames steal. Huberdeau walks it off the wall in the backhand. In front off the stick. Turned away by Primo. One off the defender's stick. Primo able to get a piece of that and steer it wide. Matheson jumps up on the rush. Plays it into Josh Anderson. All the way around. Back to the far point to Matheson. Here's Gooley. Rister stopped by Wolf. Anderson chops the puck back to the far point. Matheson had moved over. It gets past him and all the way down the ice. Mike Matheson back to it. Fifth highest player in the league in terms of average ice time. He plays 25.5 minutes a game. As the Habs work it in, Flames bring it right back out again as Mangiapane wheels to center. Gains the line over to Backlund. Tries a pass across. That was tipped. Kept onside by Coleman momentarily, but now it's worked out to center. Coleman feeds it back ahead to Michael Backlund, trying to cut off the boards. Harris doesn't let him do it. Slavkovsky with the puck. Over to Nick Suzuki. 6 goals, his last 9 for Montreal. Now Slavkovsky gains the line for Suzuki. Pass to Harris, who found on the one-timer. Good setup there, but he misfired. Chip back down low. Suzuki trying to get away from Miromanov. Stops, keeps the puck, now passes. Harris into the corner with that pass. Gets it back at the blue line. Feeds it over on the other side. Fed in front, that's off a stick. Bounces back towards Harris, jabs it down the boards. Now he gets it down low to Slavkovsky. Pass back to Newhook was tipped, but he settles it down. As he retreats to the point, puts the puck behind the net for Caulfield. Works it around the boards. Back towards the blue line. Struble shot in front. No! Able to get off the skate of Weegar, and Wolf got a piece of that and turned it wide. Very good look there for the Habs to open the scoring as we approach the midway mark of the opening period. Jaden Struble plays the puck to the far side and then gets it back. Takes his time. Feeds it up the wing, tipped into the zone by Waugh. Pahal's back to it, around the boards for Hunt. Pressured by a pinching Savard. Puck goes to the corner, and it's lofted up by Ohotchuk. Bounces to the blue line. Jackeye fires it ahead, right to Dryden Hunt. He'll chip it in. Jackeye swats it away over to his partner Savard. Jackeye skates out, fires the puck in, wrong side of the red line. It's icing on Montreal.
One thing the Canadians do very well in the forecheck, they can hem you in for a while. They've done it a couple of times already in this first period. Some really good cycles here created a pretty tired group for the Calgary Flames, and it goes off Weegar right on a Newhook stick. And good job by Wolf to get across and read the play beautifully, and that forced the shot wide.
Scramble draw. Armia trying to muscle it out. Kuzmenko hassling. Now it's jabbed away from him to center ice. Shillington ahead to Sharangovich. Banks it in. Savard back. Sharangovich on the forecheck. Gooley makes a good play to Pearson. Had to dodge the referee. Now he's under some pressure. And puts it all the way around. Caden Gooley. Through the middle. Puck tipped to the line, but off the leg. Flames turn it the other way. Kuzmenko down the boards for Sharangovich. Bumped by Gooley. Pearson gets the puck. Stolen by Kuzmenko with a shot off the glove of Primo wide. Just got a piece of that and steered it wide of the goal. Hunt fires a pass to the front of the goal. Up bounced off traffic. White sweeps it away, and he'll get to it in the corner as the Flames peel off.
Another giveaway by Montreal, and that's been the story on their side here early. They've got away with it. And a good chance once again for Calgary.
Evans turning as he gathers speed and brings the puck to center. Flips it in. And it's offside at the Calgary blue line just past the 11-minute mark of period one. Maybe the best look so far for the Flames off the stick of Andrei Kuzmenko back in the lineup. And a good stop there by Caden Primo.
Speed here in this first period. That's created some breakdowns. Montreal with more than a few breakdowns just because of the forecheck and the force of speed here by Calgary. Here's another one, and Huberdeau going in. A backhand that almost went in. Here's Pearson with the giveaway there right on the tape to Kuzmenko moments ago. And those are the things that for both teams, they're young groups. At times, the coaches won't be very happy with the giveaways, and I'm sure at the moment, Trevor Letowski here taking over behind the bench in this one is maybe not too pleased with the giveaways here by Montreal in this first period.
No Michael Backlund on the bench for Calgary, by the way. He's gone to the room, so we'll keep an eye on that. Flames down a forward for the time being.
One thing Montreal will do in their own zone is play man-on-man, which can be problematic at times for them. They'll get running around a little bit in their own zone because of it. I'm not sure this group is quite ready for man-on-man yet, but that's what they've decided to do in terms of their defensive structure.
Matheson back to the puck. Mangiapane reaching in, but it's poked ahead to Anderson, and he's able to flip it out. Rasmus Anderson settles it down, gives it away to Mike Matheson. Backhands it across. Josh Anderson feeds it over. Evans swats the puck in. Shillington's there, hit by Evans, makes a play to Anderson, and he finds Kadri. Three Flames through center. Kadri down the right side with Coleman and Mangiapane. Kadri with a shot off the stick of Struble wide of the goal. Played to the far side. Suzuki, nice move as he gets control. Takes off at Caulfield. 2 on run. Suzuki shoots so wide. Puck comes all the way around. A 2-on-1 from the blue line at the other end, all the way down the ice.
What a move.
Oh, that was something else.
Spectacular.
Banked ahead. Suzuki plays it in. Tied his career high in goals last game with his 26th of the year, and a good look there, but missed the net. Here's Caulfield trying to break out of a bit of a slump with a shot that Wolf's able to stop. Caulfield's goalless in 12. Pospisil takes control. Trying to shake Slafkovsky. Can't do it. Good work on the forecheck by the Montreal forward. Here's Caulfield! Stop by Wolf with some help behind him, and now he's able to cover up 5 feet out of the goal crease.
Well, Wolf is a battler, big time. And he got a little out of position here, but boy, oh boy, he battles back, gets across in a hurry. After Pospisil here is trying to go D to D, it doesn't work, and then by then everybody's left the zone for Calgary. How about that save? I mean, he's going to be out, down, and oh boy, just gets his armpit on it. And Caulfield can't believe it as he came up with a beautiful play to try and draw the goaltender across. It worked, but he just couldn't get it up over top of him.
We talk about Wolf not being the biggest goaltender, but his athleticism is off the charts. And that's why he's been able to get to where he has. Been the best goalie in every league he's played in so far. And was not just the top goalie in the American League last season, but the MVP playing for the Calgary Wranglers. Puck chipped out the center. Anderson's there. Just past the 13-minute mark of the opening period. Here's A.J. Greer with a shot off a stick. Sharangovich pressured in the corner, back to the line. Shillington puts it down the boards. It took a weird hop, and now Armia trying to jab it over the blue line. Gets some help from Jacky. Tipped in by Newhook. Oliver Shillington racing to the puck. Finds Mangiapane, and he'll bump it back to Rasmus Andersson. Nazem Kadri through center, gains the line. That pass off a skate, bounces right to Harvey Pinard. Works the puck in, stops, chips it down the boards. Pearson sweeps it around. Gooley puts the puck to the front of the goal off a skate. Wolf able to turn that away. And the puck's fed out to Mangiapane. Backs in over the blue line, dropped it off. Wojcik with a shot well wide. That goes off the top of the glass and out of play. 5:46 left in the first. Michael Backman back on the bench. Good to see for Flames fans. In a goalless first period on Hockey Night in Canada. Is bringing the party to Canada's biggest night of music as she hosts the Juno Awards live Sunday, March 24th, 8 Eastern on CBC and on CBC Gem.
Rick, you talked about the athleticism of Wolf, and here's his warm-up. Whoa! And he just, that's part of the routine that he does. And I've seen a few old announcers do that on the dance floor, but never like that.
Well, when Rasputin comes on the old sound system, you can't stop yourself. Face-off win in the Calgary zone by Kadri. Huberdeau off his skate. Gooley in the corner, check. Pospisil kicking at it. Gooley sticks in the battle. Pospisil for Huberdeau. Broken up by Evans. Some heavy lifting deep in the Montreal zone. Anderson pinching. Gets to it ahead of Gallagher. Back towards Pospisil. Speeds it over. Huberdeau trying to cut in front. Good work by Gooley to tie up his stick. Huberdeau stays in the battle and gets hooked in the process, and that last one is enough for a penalty that will send the Flames to the power play.
Turns out America still doesn't know about hockey, so why bet on it with one of their sportsbooks? Sports Interaction, your homegrown sportsbook.
Look at Letowski behind the bench for today's game, and a hooking penalty is going to be the call. Huberdeau does a nice job staying with this, and then when he comes across, there's the hook on the arms, and the back official catches it to create the first power play of the game for Calgary. A couple of things. Montreal has been terrific. 18 for 18 the last 6 on the penalty kill. Why? Their goaltenders have been amazing. There'll be openings on the half boards. Also, you can walk out from behind the net as they're vulnerable in that area. Let's see if Calgary do it.
Flames power play has dipped to 31st now in the NHL. Mentioned the Montreal penalty kill's been sharp the last half dozen. Kadri plays it to Huberdeau. Miramanov. Huberdeau over to Kadri, trying to tip it across, but Armia with a nice stick able to deflect that away. Flames back in. Huberdeau cuts to the top of the circle. Pass off the stick of Matheson. Sharangovich gets it back to Huberdeau. Miramanov feeds it over. Kuzmenko. Miramanov back to Kuzmenko as they play catch. He'll fire it towards Sharangovich. To the line to Daniil Miramanov with a wrister. Got it through. Turned away by Primo. Huberdeau leaned on. Puck up the boards. Kadri bumped. Good play there by Harvey Bernard. Helped out by Savard, and he clears. And now the Canadians able to change up the PK, and the Flames send out their second power play unit. Rasmus Andersson with it up in. Puck comes to Backlund. Uyghur drops it off to Michael Backlund. To the slot from Mangiapane. Can't get a shot away. Backlund again. Mangiapane got that one away. Purchase wide on the one-timer. Tried to go block the side on Primo, but missed the net. Mangiapane back to the line. Uyghur settles it down. Lets it go. Scores! May have been tipped. Backlund was in front. Power play makes it 1-0 Calgary.
Good eyes, Rick. That's what happened here. Some good work by Anderson to create the giveaway, not once but twice, as Coleman helps out as well. Mangiapane gets it back to the point, and Uyghur gets it through, which is the key, and there is Backlund right in front of the net, and he'll redirect this. Uyghur head up, shooting for the tip, and there it is. 1-0 Calgary on a redirect, and Primo with little chance on that one.
Backlund's 14th, the 199th goal of his career. And the Flames power play draws first blood with 3.5 minutes left in the opening period.
And the streak is over on the penalty kill for Montreal.
18 straight. Tell that one. Suzuki with a nice pass. Caulfield looking to answer back. Feeds it over to goalie with a shot. Turned away by Wolf. Slap goal. Uyghur takes control. Feeds it ahead, and it's chipped out the center by Mangiapane. All the way to the line where Coleman races onto it. Works it in deep. Mangiapane follows up. Coleman. Pass back. Miramanov with a shot. That's off the leg of Suzuki wide. Goalie. Nice pass to Caulfield on the opposite flank as Suzuki works it in. Caulfield banks it back to the point. Goalie feeds it over. Harris down low with a pass broken up by Uyghur. Cole Caulfield works the puck up the boards. Slavkovsky puts it behind the net for Suzuki. He missed it, but Caulfield able to race over to it and make a play to Harris at the blue line. Slavkovsky, Caulfield, Suzuki with a shot, turned away by Wolf. Good look there for Suzuki. It's stopped by Wolf. Puck tipped away by Backlund out to center ice. Settled down by Jordan Harris. Suzuki right back into the zone. Drops it off for Harris to the blue line, plays it across. There's a long shot. Never got through. Caulfield's on it. That's intercepted. Tumbling puck. Kept alive, though. Here's Harris. Shooting. Wolf saved. Didn't know where it was. He's down. Able to cover up. Close call there as Wolf found that through traffic and is able to hang on.
Yeah, when you're a smaller goalie, that's one of the challenges. But Wolf does a nice job here looking through traffic. And I've been impressed with him here so far in this game. He's been in position and reading plays well. And when he is on, he is an excellent play reader, and so far in this game, he's been just that.
With CBC Gem, you can stop spending on other streamers and get no payment entertainment. Watch TV shows, movies, and more for free on CBC Gem. 13th save by Dustin Wolf in this first period. Face off to his left. Newhook able to win the draw to Jack-Eye. Plays it over to Waugh, to Armia. Tied up by A.J. Greer. And I think Greer is going to be the offender headed to the penalty box. Well, the Flames have a power play goal. The Canadiens will look to answer back in the final 2 minutes of the opening period.
And Montreal has some pretty good weapons on that power play. And real good skill as well. As here's a look at that hook. Very similar to the Montreal Canadiens penalty earlier in this period. And Suzuki with the hot stick. Boy, he can really shoot it.
Out there with Newhook, Caulfield, Matheson, and Slavkovsky. First power play of the game for Montreal. Here's Suzuki. Gave it away. Backlund will work it out. Flames have 10 short-handed goals this season. Backlund looking for number 11 with a shot. Stopped by Primo.
And Slavkovsky's got a real good one-timer on the one side also. He'll trip down and let it rip.
Habs have to be careful. The Flames, as mentioned, with 10 shorties. Montreal's given up 11. That's the most in the NHL.
Not a good formula if you're a Canadiens fan.
Slavkovsky chips the puck in for Suzuki. He'll work it in deep, put it in front, picked off again by Backlund, who fires it between the feet of Rooney, off the boards and down the ice. Matheson back to it. Drops it off for Nick Suzuki, winding up through center. On the wing, Slavkovsky gains the line, spins, pressured, and the pass comes outside the zone.
There's 1 minute remaining in the first period.
Final minute of play in the first. Matheson's in deep. Slavkovsky picks it up with a play back to Newhook at the blue line. Juraj Slavkovsky down low. Nick Suzuki banks it to Matheson. He'll walk it across and then make a pass to Suzuki. Into the corner. Matheson at the line, feeds it over. Slavkovsky with a one-timer and a good save by Wolf as he takes that off the arm and is able to hang on.
And there's the one-timer I was talking about. Slavkovsky can really fire it from that angle, and a good setup here by the Montreal Canadiens as they rotate from one side to the other. And there's the one-timer, and again, Wolf. He's ahead of the pass. And when you're a goalie ahead of the pass, you got a chance. And Wolf with an excellent save again.
28 seconds left in the power play. Second unit on for Montreal. Gallagher against Backlund in the face-off circle. Canadiens win it. But it's given away, and it might be a 2-on-1. It is. Rooney with Backlund. Here's Rooney. Shoots. That's off the leg of Jackeye, who got in the way. And the puck trickled wide as Oliver Jackeye fires a pass ahead. Harvey Kennard into the zone. His pass off a stick. Bounces into the corner. Gallagher took a bump. Played back to Jackeye. With shot. Put it wide. Hard off the end boards. In front. Backhand struck by Wolf. Power play comes to an end. And so does the period. A couple of good looks late in that power play. But thus to Wolf. Turns aside 15 shots in the opening period. The Flames lead 1-0.
Pretty even period. Power play the difference as the Flames get a power play goal, and both goalies solid. Wolf, I thought, made some real key saves late in that first period.
Michael Backlund with the goal on the tip, his 14th. 1-0 Flames lead through 20 minutes of play in Calgary with Lanny McDonald back in the house. Great to see. Ron on the panel to the point next on Hockey Night in Canada.
Welcome back to the first intermission from the Jeep 4x studio. Get exceptional range with your Jeep plug-in hybrid SUVs. Jeep, making freedom electric. And now it's time for To The Point with Jennifer Botterill, Kevin Bieksa, Kelly Rudy, and To The Point is the Stanley Cup playoffs are right around the corner. We've got 6 weeks roughly left, and Kelly, Stanley Cup is a marathon of skill, of attrition, but more than anything, of focus, and we're starting to see it.
Yes, and what a difference for Samsonov from, say, 2.5 months ago, right? If you would have thought that you'd see him here in mid-March play this well after the start he had, but watch his focus. He never takes his eye off the puck, and I mean never. While the play's going on, he will track that thing until the whistle blows. That we are always taught that as a goaltender. Even if your team has perfect control like Toronto did on that one, you're always thinking that there could be a turnover and you have to be ready. That is just ultra focus. That is fantastic. I love it, and I'm sure he's hoping the playoffs start anytime now because he is ready. He is dialed in.
The message is never trust the defenseman.
It is.
That's the puck behind the net. I think Steve
telling you,
Smith,
it is.
There's bad bounces and crazy things that happen. Never trust a D young goal.
And I don't care how good the defenseman that has the puck on his stick. You always think he's going to turn it over.
There's a briskness to how quickly he's tracking that puck with his head movements. It's amazing.
Awesome.
How about Caden Primo?
Okay, this is a good story because he had only one start since the trade deadline. We know they got rid of Allen. So you want to make a statement in that one game, right? So he has a 41-save shutout in that one. He's only given up one in this first period. What a great opportunity for him. I believe this is only his 37th NHL game, so he's 24 years old. This is a great opportunity for he and Montembeault to really show the organization that thank you for the opportunity, and we really respect this opportunity that we have. And so I like this. They're two good young goaltenders. They made the right move by getting rid of Allen at the time. Make sure these guys are kind of ready for the opportunity.
And Jennifer, you really see the focus in off-day activities. So Ben Sherratt goes at Raymond in the Detroit practice, and we all get a big kick out of it. What do you think about it?
Well, interesting, because they weren't the only team that had a skirmish this week. In Vancouver, they had a little one, too. It's just a sign, I think, of the time of the season, of the intensity, the demands in practice, right? And I think in those battle drills, at this time of the year, you're pushing each other. And I feel like this one fades out pretty quickly. But I just feel like it's an indication, right? This team was on a bit of a slide. They know they need to be far better if they're going to remain in a playoff spot. So this is just a sign. I think as teammates, too, demanding more. Like, if you don't see what you want from your teammates, you've got to demand more in these moments in between games.
I've seen this a few times in my career, and it's usually when the team's struggling, and it's usually, I don't know why, but between a defenseman, a tough, hard-nosed defenseman, and a forward. Think Bortuzzo and Sanford years ago, that everybody's claims sparked the St. Louis series. And it comes down to competing and wanting maybe some of your skill guys to play a little bit harder when you're not winning. Like, that seems to always be the common thread. But it worked for Detroit because they won today. Mm-hmm. Another guy they have who's uber competitive is David Perron. And I'm watching the game today, and I know this personality. You watch him here. He gets cross-checked in the back here, and there's no call, and it ends up setting up a grade A for Buffalo. This was a huge game, standing-wise. Implications in the wild card. Perron yells at the referee. Now he's yelling at the linesman because he missed that too many men call. He takes his helmet off. He's fired up. He's engaged into the game. And then you'll see him towards the end of the game. Buffalo pulls the goaltender. Dahlin is on the ice for 2.5 minutes. He's going to ice this puck. Then he tries to pull a fast one, go to the bench, pretend he was changing, sit down. The linesman had to come over the ref and say, get it back on the ice. I know you're on here. And then watch Perron's waiting. He knows he's doing a stall tactic. Gonna put a little shoulder into him. So he yelled at the ref. He yelled at the linesman. He yelled at Dahlin. I used to carpool with him, and he would yell at me if I didn't pick the right lane. Like, get in that lane, get in that lane. Like, he's just an intense guy. He's won with St. Louis. He lost in the finals with Vegas. And he's trying to help a young team get into the playoffs.
And you can tell the officials respect him because they didn't tell him to shut up or anything, right? Because normally they'll, you stop it right now or whatever, I'll give you 2, or they just let him go on because they knew he is right.
But the description intensity, I think that's what even came out of the Canucks, sort of moment earlier this week. That's what they said, even the coaching staff. They said, okay, let's see this as intensity within our group.
So another talk of the town was John Hines decides to pull his goalie, and some say he should have done it in regulation, but regardless, he did do it in a key moment for the Wild.
But I also feel like you've got more space in overtime. And so, yes, people are saying, is this too risky? Well, yes, there's a risk to it, but I also feel like this call, this is belief in your team. Yes, it's very assertive, but when you have all of this space in a 4-on-3, I like the call. I mean, it paid off for them. Boldy gets the overtime winner. I mean, you think about the standings, these decisions that are being made, right? Nashville's ahead of them in the standings. They need the points. It's bold, but I feel like that's trust in your team. I like it.
I like it too. Fedorov did it in the KHL this year, and he won as well. Did it in overtime. I do agree with Jeff Merrick, and he made the comment this week, though, it might be a better decision to do it still in regulation.
You just don't have the space.
I like the unpredictability about it, too. Like, I like the space. I think 3-on-3, and you create a 4-on-3. A 5-on-4, there's not as much room. And it's a bit of a sneak attack. So usually when you have a 4-on-3 kill, you put out your 3 penalty killers that know what they're doing. In that case, those are 3 guys that don't necessarily know what they're doing.
Islanders lost their game today, but they got a point out of the game because the guy who pulls his goalies with 10 to go, Patrick Roy, introduced the concept, and he pulled his goalie to go 6-on-4. Bo Horvat, a huge goal for New York. So it is that time of the year when teams are pulling out the tactics and pulling out some of the spirit of what's required, including those Wild with that come from behinds. Sportsbook, bet local. Just a reminder, our 2 late games are incredible tonight. The Edmonton Oilers, 37-12-2 under Chris Knobloch. They sit in second place in their division behind Vancouver, who could move to first in the NHL with a win tonight. And we've got Winnipeg, Colorado, Dallas, all at 89 points in the Central Division. So Huge games all around for the Avalanche and the Oilers. For the Capitals, Spencer Carberry's from Victoria, so that's kind of a home turf game for Washington for him. All ahead tonight on Hockey Night in Canada. Again, that's Line Change, presented by Sports Interaction, your homegrown sportsbook. Bet local. The second, next.
Calgary, the Flames on top 1-0 over the Montreal Canadiens. Time now for the top performer, which is brought to you by GMC Sierra. There are trucks, and then there's the truck. Tonight we take a look at Michael Backlund, and why not here on 80s Night? Fitting, because he is the oldest player in this game, the only one alive, the only one born in the 80s, born 1989. What day, you ask? March 17th. That's tomorrow. That's St. Paddy's Day. The luck of the Irish shining down on the Swedish-born hockey player as he picks up a very big goal, his 199th career goal. It's a power play marker, his 14th of the season. Backlund gives the Flames a lead the night before St. Paddy's Day here on 80s Night. Gentlemen.
All right, thank you. A little early birthday present for number 11, the Flames captain. The only goal so far on this one, thanks in large part to the play of Dustin Wolf. Montreal with 15 shots and some good looks and a goal post right off the iron by Jackeye. That close to being a 1-1 game. Wolf, second straight start for the rookie. I would say, Greg, his best performance as a National Hockey Leaguer came 2 days ago in that victory over Vegas on Thursday.
I would agree, and he's just come right off that victory here in the first period with some excellent work.
Second underway, Uyghur into the zone. He'll try a shot. That's stopped by Primo. The rebound came in. Back and forth. Score! 200th career goal. 11 seconds into the period. And it's 2-0 Calgary.
Right off the face-off here from center ice creates a man advantage break for the Calgary Flames. It's a scramble draw, and the defense jump in here, and when they do that, now you've got extra men. A shot to the point. Primo lets a juicy rebound out, tries to clear, then gets himself out of position. And when that happens, the puck will go right back to the corner and then right out the backline, and he makes no mistake to tuck it in the wide open net for a gift.
Save that puck. Milestone goal for the Flames captain, and they're up by a pair as the puck goes out of play. So that didn't take long. And whatever elixir Backlund must have drank when he left the bench for a while in the first period, you might want to keep that on hand. It's paying off.
Yeah, no kidding here. But here's Coleman with some great work as well to center it back out and beat his man behind the net. And then Primo initially gets out of position, trying to clear the rebound. Slavkovsky behind the net gets beat by Coleman.
Time to go, 1-11.
And the Flames with an early one here create a 2-0 lead.
Backlund able to settle the puck down and make a play to Uyghur. Uyghur has 2 assists as he lets the puck in. All the way around for Bonjapani. Off the stick of Suzuki to Mike Matheson, and he'll make a long pass, tape to tape. Here comes Cole Caulfield down the wing. Stops on the half boards. Passing back to Matheson off the mark. Caulfield slams his stick on the boards out of frustration. Now Montreal trying to take advantage of a sloppy change. Savard with a pass over and hustling back with Shillington to tip that away from Anderson. Gallagher, Josh Anderson flips it across, broken up by Pospisil, but Anderson sticks with it. Jacki, that pass broken up by Kadri. It winds up on the stick of Gallagher. Anderson with a shot. Wolf makes the save. Rebound tumbles towards Jacki. Plays it ahead, but it goes right to Nazem Kadri. Huberdeau back to Kadri. Bumped, able to play it in deep. Savard's there, around the boards to Anderson, and he'll leave it. As Evans takes off with some speed into the zone. Evans down the wing, works the puck in behind. Up the other side with a play back. Shot from the line, deflected high as that shot by Struble was tipped. Now it comes back to Evans. Pressure by Montreal the last couple of shifts after the 2-0 goal off the skate of Gallagher and a save by Wolf. As Gallagher had that go off the blade as he came crashing into the crease. And Wolf had to be sharp to make that save. That pass too hot to handle, might be icing, and it is as the whistle blows with 2 minutes gone in the period.
If you get a look at Wolf here, he'll take a peek before this puck goes to the crease, and that allows him, there's the peek. Now he knows he's got some traffic coming in front, and there's another peek, and then he comes straight across, and he'll drag his right leg. And when he does that, he's able to get just enough of that as Gallagher goes to the net like he often does. Look at those eyes. He's into it tonight, isn't he?
Off the draw, Newhook pulls it back. Waugh able to skate it out. Boy, does he look like he might have been a steal in the 5th round of the draft. Joshua Waugh. 4 goals, 9 points. 3 in his last 5.
You were saying, Rick, during the COVID year, they got him right. So sometimes you can find players because they didn't play a lot that year.
And after that draft, he came out the next year and had 119 points with Sherbrooke in the Quebec League. Just lit it up. Puck battle near boards. Played back to the line. Harris trying to walk it across, keeping it onside. Just banks it down the far side. Here's Waugh from behind the net. Under pressure, taken away by Sharangovich. Taken right back by Waugh with a good play, but then chopped off his stick out the center ice. Harris fires it in. All the way around. Mackenzie Uyghur. Flushed out from behind the net by Newhook, who almost stole the puck. Sharangovich able to get to it with a pass up to A.J. Greer. Tried to flip it in. Matheson almost stole it, but Greer got it back with a shot. That's off the stick of Harris. Greer pressuring. Coronado on it. Now Greer from behind the net. Back to the line to Shillington. Quickly over to Rasmus Anderson with a wrister. Stopped by Primo and no rebound.
Jackpot City. Casino games perfectly made for you.
Face off to the left of Caden Primo. It's Rooney out there on the draw against Colin White. White waved. Harvey Pinard steps in and wins it. Gooley skates the puck to the line. Dumped into the zone by Tanner Pearson all the way around. Took to the blue line and out to center. And Rooney in full stride, able to race onto it. Pearson cuts him off. He'll drop it back. Mangiapane, weak shot. That's deflected. Puck goes out of play.
Well, we watched Wolf in the first period with an athletic save. The last game, he made another one. He made a mistake behind the net. Watch this. He swings back and makes the save. And then tonight, a little different play, but yet similar to the way he ended up. And somehow finds the puck after scrambling across on that one. If nothing else, this kid's going to be entertaining to watch, Rick.
He is unbelievably mobile back there between the pipes, and that first one was definitely the textbook example of cleaning up your own mess. You're exactly. Here's Coleman with a shot. That's off the leg of Matheson. And now it's picked up and worked ahead. Matheson with Caulfield going to the goal! Off the post! What a piece of it, Matheson! Off the glove, off the post. Second post of the game for Montreal. Still 2-0 Calgary. Not close to being a one-goal game.
We'll be doing a lot of kissing tonight.
And the puck, I think, hit the scoreboard. It did, as it was lofted out of the zone. The faceoff will stay in the Calgary hands.
Nothing came down this time off the cross. We had one night where there was a lot of stuff coming off the clock when a puck hit it. Here's Matheson, and he's going to go high glove, just doesn't get it up enough, and right off the post after it hits Wolf glove. And, oh, there you go. There's another little kiss.
Matheson looking for his 10th.
Well, make sure you do that with your mask on.
Yeah, you do. You never know.
A ton of stick.
Mangiapane. Sounds like a guy who played a lot of goal in outdoor rinks in his day.
Exactly.
Shillington back near his own line.
He kissed the post there.
Blake Coleman into the zone with a weak shot turned away by Primo. Savard backhands it to the corner, almost picked off, but fights to get it back. Flames able to steal again. Cadry with a shot, and Primo out at the top of the crease takes that up high and hangs on.
Primo, I'm sure, would have liked to have controlled the last rebound, but other than that, his positional play has been very solid in this game. And he's in a battle to see if he can, A, be a regular in the National Hockey League, and B, battle to get ice time. As Montembeault has been very good for the Montreal Canadiens this year also.
Montembeault was between the pipes in the overtime loss to the Bruins a couple of nights ago. Speaking of overtime, Montreal's gone to OT and/or a shootout 21 times this year, fourth most in the league. They've played more one-goal games than anybody. More one-goal losses than any other team. They've been in a lot of tight games this season. Looking to make this a one-goal game as Matheson has the puck. Feeds it back to the line. Gooley with a shot blocked in front by Shillington. Picked up by Pospisil, and away he goes. Cadry. Huberdeau cuts to the middle, trying to feather it through, but Pospisil got away into the corner. Play back to Pahal with a long shot deflected in front. Turned away by Primo. Back to the line. Here's Pahal. Shoots. Primo with the save. And no rebound. The missed the PWHL action Sunday, 12:30 Eastern on CBC Gem.
Martin St. Louis, the head coach of the Montreal Canadiens, has been preaching all along consistency. And this team is getting a lot closer in that area just by, as you mentioned, Rick, the amount of one-goal games they've been in. And if they can turn those into victories next year, they're going to be in a much better spot, obviously.
Kuzmenko trying to fish a puck out of the crowd, but Settled down by Waugh, who feeds it over to Struble. Bumps it back to Harris. Wolf out to play it, no icing as he'll settle it down, stick handle, and then bank it to center for Kuzmenko. Missed the pass. Struble over to Harris. Off the stick of Sharon Govachinin. Wolf's pass a little off the mark. Ohotchuk feeds it back to the line, but Struble keeps it onside. Down the boards, new hook. Waugh. Here's Struble with a shot. Glove saved by Wolf. As he hangs on. 13:40 left, second period. Backlund, second of the game, 200th of his career. 2-0 Calgary on Hockey Night in Canada.
Mike Matheson this morning just about the similarities between the Flames and the Habs, but certainly youth is one of the themes. And he said, look, with our team, just because the Montreal Canadiens are going to be around doesn't mean we're going to be around. We've got to fight for everything here in this roster, not only to stay, but to contribute and be a meaningful, impactful player. Certainly the future looks bright for the Canadiens, but they also know that they've got a job to do now, not just the future. Guys?
Mike Matheson's had a heck of a year. He's fifth in the National Hockey League in ice time, and boy, he's turned into just a terrific defenseman.
Former teammate of Johnny Gaudreau, Boston College back in the day. As the puck's flipped out to center ice. Steered in by Slafkovsky. Wolf trying to slow it down, hopped away. Caulfield chops at it. Stick tied up by Daniil Miramanov. Came over at the deadline, or just prior to it, in that trade that saw Noah Hannafin go to Vegas. Caulfield twisting, watched by Backlund. Jack-Eye, he's got the big slap shot, but doesn't use it. Savard plays it down low. Fed in front, and that's off the stick of Wolf, and it winds up going out of play.
Pretty good stick there, and Miramanov was able to knock it out of harm's way. That could be dangerous for a defenseman, too, because, of course, the fear you're going to tip it right into your own net. So you got to make sure, you do a pretty good job of putting a little angle on that. Wolf helped the cause as well, so Miramanov is able to get the stick on it, create perhaps a chance to score or nullify one for Montreal with that good work down low.
Talking to Ryan Huska earlier today about the newcomers on the blue line and incorporating into a new system. Savard gets a shot away. He goes, it's not as tricky as you think, because Miramanov and Pahal both played in Vegas, who play the same system the Flames are playing right now. So it shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah, they're not man-on-man in Vegas like they are, for instance, like the Montreal Canadiens play man-on-man in their own zone. They play a zone, so again, there's not too many zones you can fool with. A couple of minor tweaks. For Ryan Huska, he said the transition hasn't been too bad that way.
There's a quick shot from the line by Gooley that went off. Oh, that shot wired wide of the goal. As Armia leaned into one, but missed. Matheson making a move, trying to get away from Kadri. Waugh feeds it around. Gooley at the far point. Puck came to the line, and now it's off the skate of Huberdeau and out. 7.5 gone, second period. Alex Newhook checked neatly by Pospisil.
I like this goalie kid from Montreal, too. I think he's going to be a real good one as he matures as a defenseman.
Cadry in front for Huberdeau. Bouncing puck. It's gone! Pospisil set up by Huberdeau. And it's 3-0 Calgary.
And of course, just as I say that, he gets caught in the slot. Goalie gets outmanned. And then Pospisil is able to tuck it in. But a harmless-looking breakout here coming out of the zone. And the puck will just get thrown towards the net. There's Gouley. He just plain misses it. Huberdeau with a pretty nice play to get it across to Pospisil. There's the play there as Huberdeau will just pass it right back. Boy, that's a great play by Jonathan Huberdeau to find Pospisil coming to the net. And the reaction from the kid at the other end.
So Pospisil picks up his 7th. And that's 31 points in 34 career games against Montreal for Jonathan Huberdeau now.
Flames' third goal tonight.
The Flames have a 3-0 lead as we approach the 8-minute mark of the second. Calgary won a 2-1 game in Montreal early in the season. That was in November on the back of a terrific performance by Jacob Markstrom, who stopped 34, and they're getting a solid goaltending effort tonight from the rookie Dustin Wolf.
Well, he's really set the table for this lead, hasn't he, with more than a few good ones.
There's a chance by Pearson fanning the shot, and the puck slides to the corner. Pearson able to fish it out. He'll work it to the top of the circle, back to Struble. Over to Pearson. Rister, more of a pass, nobody there as it's out of the corner, right under the stick of Harris. Pearson. Struble, wrist shot, pad save, rebound, back to the line, kept in by Struble. Pressure by the fourth line for Montreal as the pass towards the slot. Harvey Pernard fanned on it, the Flames flip it out. And Montreal changing. Jaden Struble takes his time. Both teams finish off the change. As he feeds it over to Jordan Harris. Taken away inside the line by Ohochuk and flipped out to center ice. Josh Anderson bumps it back into his own zone. Flames sit 5 back as we approach the midway mark of period 2. Huberdeau backs off. Harris works the puck to the blue line and out the center. Dumped in. Wolf stops it behind the net, plays it around the glass for Huberdeau. Got away from him, but it slides out. Evans gave it away. Here's Kadri to the circle. Shoots off the shoulder of Primo. And off the glass. Jack-Eye wheels out. Plays it across. Gallagher down the wing. Jack-Eye tipped it on goal. Scooped up by Wolf. And he hangs on.
The Flames really like Greer. He does a lot of little things for you coming off some major injury time. And back here in this one tonight, there's the little things that he does so well. A good stick there creates a situation where the Montreal Canadiens can't center it out. Wolf looks one way and he'll field the puck pretty well here. And that sets the Flames off to the races offensively. It did create a chance to score going the other way. He's not afraid to move it and seems to be pretty good as a puck handler also.
One of the advantages of having your AHL team play in the same building is Wolf knows very well all the nooks and crannies of the Scotiabank Saddle.
That's a great point, and there's a few of them when the puck gets up to the glass here in this building.
Slafkovsky feeds the puck in deep for Suzuki. Caulfield. Flames tip it away. Miromanov able to settle it down.
Plus, there's a comfort level as well when you know the building so well coming in now to the National Hockey League from the American League.
Coleman leans on Arbor Jack-Eye with the puck caught up in traffic deep in the Montreal zone. Slides free to Suzuki. Slafkovsky back to Suzuki. Gets around a check. Has Caulfield with it. Caulfield scores! A one-timer by Cole Caulfield. And Montreal on the board.
Well, Weegar, who's been a solid defender for the Flames throughout the season here, is going to get beat on the half boards. And he'll step up on this play here, and when he does that, that creates the 2-on-1, and a perfect pass across from Suzuki to find Caulfield, and you can see Caulfield look to the sky here. It's been a while for him, and a good location just over the pad of Wolf, who's trying to get across in a hurry.
Snaps at a 12-game goalless drought for Caulfield. You know, he had 6 shots the last game against Boston, so he was around it, and finally gets awarded here in that beautiful setup by Suzuki.
And scorers will tell you that. If you're getting chances, sooner or later, it's going to go for you. It's when you don't get the chances is when you have huge concerns.
So Caulfield gets his 20th, makes it a 2-goal game. Coronado with a spin move, stumbles. Newark almost cut away in a breakaway. Flames keep it onside. Shot never got through, and the puck split back to the Calgary zone.
And that was Slafkovsky, by the way, with a really good move to tip it in past Uyghur and create the man advantage break for Montreal.
Matheson unable to keep it onside. Puck bounces loose, picked up by Coronado. Oh, with a shot, he put it high. Around the top of the boards, Hunt. Coronado. Flames first-round pick from 2021. Taken away, though, and Newark's able to get it out. In on Pahal. Armia going to the goal. Pahal able to chop the puck away and make a pass to Huberdeau. There's Pospisil. Little chip and chase. Gets around Matheson. Puts it in front. Well, Hochuk had a stick tied up as he had driven to the front of the goal. Here's Huberdeau on the half boards. Struble leans on him. White gets the puck and flips it behind the net, but it's stolen by Nazem Kadri. Penalty coming up to Montreal. That shot off traffic bounces down low. Finally touched by Struble, and the Flames are going on the power play.
I don't know if I love this call. They're going to call it holding here as Huberdeau got pinned against the boards. And I guess they thought it was too long.
Montreal 47, 2-minute minor holding.
Holding is going to be the call.
There's Struble right there.
Struble's got him. Free arm out. Bit of a battle, really, for me. Call much, and as a defenseman here, I mean, you've got your man pinned. Is it a little bit too long? I think that's the way the official is reading it. That's a close one.
Don't miss Canada's biggest night of music, the Juno Awards, hosted by Nelly Furtado, live Sunday, March 24th, 8 Eastern on CBC and CBC Gem. Second power play for Calgary, 1-for-1. Romanov couldn't keep the puck alive, and Flames have to regroup. Montreal, with a run of 18 straight kills, came to an end earlier in the game. Kadri drops it back, Sharangovich in. That pass back, good stick there, broken up by Jake Evans and tipped all the way back to the Calgary zone. Daniil Miromanov, quarterbacking that top unit, leaves the puck. Kadri and Sharangovich circled the wagons. Whoops. Now Kadri wheels out. Gains the line with a good move as he plays it over to Huberdeau. Back to Miromanov. The shot just wide. Jab to the corner by Primo. Armia under pressure from Sharangovich. Savard tips it in front. And golfed out of the zone by a sprawling Evans. And a penalty coming up to Calgary as Jake Evans was taken down, and that will nullify the final minute on this power play.
I get a kick out of Kadri here too, because he's trying. He knew he did it, and then he's trying to sell, and he got tripped up as well with a beautiful 9.9 swan dive. And here it is. I mean, he trips up here. Now watch what Kadri does. Whoops! I'm going to see if I can draw a penalty also, or at least get out of the doghouse, because he knows the initial hook is there. Whoa, that's nice. Is that water or ice? Nevertheless, it didn't work, and Kadri's in the box.
Kadri takes the penalty, doesn't get the call, and
A for effort.
You know, only Connor McDavid has drawn more penalties than Nazem Kadri has this year, so
well,
he's got a knack for it.
He is good at it. Very good at it.
Just shy of the 13-minute mark, period 2, so some 4-on-4.
He's a cagey veteran when it comes to that area.
Clean face-off win, puck pulled back to the line. Harris feeds it over. Waugh. Pass towards Gooley. Chase it down. Cuts around from behind the net. Works to the slot. Gooley still with it. Put it in front. And it's off of Waugh back to the point. Shoveled in deep. Man, that was too high. Went off the glass. And out of play.
So we got a little 4-on-4 for 36 seconds. And then a bit of a power play for the Montreal Canadiens, who have climbed back and gained a little bit of momentum back with that Caulfield goal to close the gap a bit. Witkowski behind the bench, filling in for Martin St. Louis. He's the only one behind the bench with some head coach experience with the Sarnia Sting and the Windsor Spitfires. So at least he knows how to change the lines back there.
Off the draw, puck over to Huberdeau. Half minute left in the penalty to Struble, and then Montreal will be on its second power play. As 4-on-4 continues, Huberdeau with a steal. Fires a pass back, broken up by Waugh. And he'll race onto the puck down the right side, slows it down. Harvey Pinard on the forecheck will peel off as Shillington goes back to it. Put it around to an open wing as the puck slides out to center. Caulfield there, the goal scorer. Suzuki, you set him up, plays it back. Matheson with a spinorama, gains the line with a good move, and he'll feed it over to the right side to Slavkovsky. Montreal in the power play, Struble out of the box, but the puck cleared the zone. So abbreviated man advantage, 55 seconds left in the Kadri penalty. Caulfield back to the point to Matheson. As they set it up. Slavkovsky to the circle. Matheson. Caulfield. Pressure back to Matheson. Suzuki's in front. Here's Slavkovsky, put it just wide. Puck ricochets back to Matheson. They'll work it all the way across and give the puck to Slavkovsky on the far flank. Suzuki. Caulfield shoots, and that misses, and it will clear itself as he put it wide far side, and it goes all the way out.
It's a great penalty kill when you miss that far side like that. It goes all the way down.
Caulfield in with speed, forced wide by Weegar. Final 5 seconds of the power play. Bouncing puck off the top of the boards. Suzuki on it. Penalty over. Kadri out of the box. Matheson trying to get back. Kadri hassles. Matheson falls. Backlund's in front. And Matheson recovered in time to tip the pass away. As Backlund had to look for the hat trick. Like Matheson, able to recover just in time. Keeps this a 2-goal game. Inside 5 to go in the second. Pospisil cuts to the middle. Savard knocked it away. Suzuki settles it down and gives it to Matheson. And then Pospisil and Suzuki come together. And Slavkovsky puts Pospisil and knocks Suzuki down. We got a penalty coming up to the Flames. Savard with Matheson. And Matheson couldn't knock the puck out of the air. He'll chip it in to the corner. Delayed call on Calgary. It'll be Pospisil gets the only penalty out of that last exchange. And he's not done yet. Josh Anderson having words. Jack Guy comes in. And that whole thing, Greg, seemed to materialize out of thin air.
Yeah, and Pospisil plays right on the edge, coming off a suspension with a hit from behind. And this is not a smart play by him, because you got You know, the Montreal Canadiens gaining momentum. You're up by a couple of goals with 4:10 to go. I don't think the coach is loving it either. And Pospisil will go in the box for 2 or less for this. That extra shove and hug on the captain. For the Montreal Canadiens as well, and it's going to end up being 4 for Pospisil and 2, I would imagine, for this little extracurricular activity here by Anderson coming in. After anytime you give the captain a bit of a ride, you expect the opposition to respond, and that's exactly what Montreal does here. But nevertheless, it's still going to be a power play for the Montreal Canadiens with 4:10 to go in period 2.
So a double minor for the Flames. Martin Pospisil will send Montreal to a 3rd power play. That last one just a minute. They're 0 for 2 so far, and we'll send out that top unit. Looking to make this a 1-goal game with just over 4 minutes left in the period.
Not a smart play by Pospisil here. I mean, you've got to control your emotions in these situations when your team's up by a couple. And it might be a long couple of minutes for the kid in the penalty box here.
Matt Coronado will serve the extra 2. Newhook, Suzuki, Caulfield, Matheson, Slavkovsky out there as Newhook faces off against Backlund.
Remember Slavkovsky with that good one-timer on the one side.
Flames win the draw, though, and Weaver will be able to get it out and down the ice.
Nothing better for a team killing a penalty when you win the opening face-off and make the opposition come all the way back down the ice.
Newhook skates through center. And a good stick there by Rooney to break up entry. Flip through center, settled down by Backlund. Chopped away, Caulfield on the attack will gain the line and try and get it set up now with a pass to Suzuki. Fed over. And Backlund steps over top of a fallen Slavkovsky and chips the puck out. Matheson fires it in. There's Weaver. That's clear around the boards, hit the referee behind the net. Weaver's able to fish it free and backhanded ahead to Coleman, who clears the center ice. Onto the stick of Mike Matheson. Drops it off for Alex Newhook as he winds up into the zone. Slavkovsky. Back to the point to Matheson. Juraj Slavkovsky from the half boards into the corner. Nice pass, finds Suzuki. Here's Caulfield back to the line of Matheson. To the slot. Caulfield, that pass in too tight, couldn't shoot. Coleman takes it away and takes off. Chips it in off the skate of Matheson. Coleman on it. Fires a pass to Sharangovich. Stopped by Primo. Sharangovich has that sneaky good wrist shot, and Primo able to fight that off with a good save. Nice spin move by Wolf. Wolf with the shot. Proper save by Wolf. And the rebound chopped up by Pahal all the way down the ice.
And a couple of good saves by both goaltenders. And as you mentioned, Sharangovich coming off the players' bench there with a pretty good chance, and then the Canadians answer with their own.
That'll do it for the power play, though. Harvey Pinard plays it ahead. Penalty's over. One shot on the man advantage. Late stages second. Gallagher puts it down low for Waugh. Knocked down from his knees, back to his feet. Sticks with it, gets some help. Back to the line. Jack-Eye. Wrist shot. Blocked. Tanner Pearson. Jack-Eye. Over to the far side to Savard. Harvey Pinard leaned on by Shillington. Sharangovich. Stick tied up by Harvey Pinard. Puck picked up by Pearson. Savard, one-timer, scores! He lets it fly, and it's a one-goal game.
Canadians moving around really well here. Some good puck battles won. Harvey Pinard behind the net. Pearson gets involved as well. He'll fish it out now. Wolf looking here, and that's going to be the issue. When you're a smaller goalie, can you look over top of the traffic? You got to look to the side, and Wolf just freezes here and does not see it at all on the screenshot. And just like that, and that might have hit player in front. I'm not sure. We'll have to take another look at that. But nevertheless, Savard with the shot, and the Canadians back in it.
So David Savard gets his sixth. Lots of rumors about a possible trade involving him leading up to the deadline. He's still a Canadian, and he delivers a big goal on that shot. And makes it a 3-2 game with a minute and a half left in the second. Nurmanov with a pass to Huberdeau, chips it in. Kadri gets there ahead of a stumbling goalie. Kadri from behind the net. Backhand shot, trying to sneak one in. Primo hugging the post, makes the save and covers up.
Tap into the nonstop action with BetMGM. Download the BetMGM app and feel the roar of the king of sportsbooks.
And here's a look at the shot again from the point. I think that went straight in, actually. But certainly a ton of traffic in front.
Jake Evans looked close to tipping it, but I agree, Greg. I think it was a seeing eye shot by Savard as we hit the final minute of play in the second period. Played back to Matheson. Still working across with a shot. Pad saved by Wolf. Fired out the right leg to make that stop. Played in front. No stop, and a quick shot there. Slavkovsky with a look. That would have tied it up. All sorts of pressure by Montreal. Now Kadri trying to settle it down, banks it out. Gets it back himself all the way across. Huberdeau. Pressured by Gouli, who steals. Gains the line. Caulfield trying to bank one in. Wolf doesn't bite. And the puck's around the glass and out. No icing. Good draw weight. Flames change. Jack-Eye back with 10 seconds left. He'll wind up through center. Jack-Eye in with a shot. He put that wide. Puck comes around to Caulfield. Fakes. Tries to let it go. Stick tied up, and that'll do it for period number 2.
Well, this is what you like to see. You let a goal in from the point, albeit you didn't see it at all on the screen, but you come right back with a couple of big-time saves to give your team the lead going into the third period. And Wolf here with a beauty there with the blocker. It's a bit of a change-up, but nevertheless, he gets enough of it there on his shoulder and it up, and then Uyghur's going to bat it away, and that's a big save late in the second period. And the boys getting a little heated here.
Yeah, emotions running high.
Anderson maybe still going after Pospisil a little bit, giving him a little bit of a chat, perhaps.
So Backlund and Pospisil making 3-0 before Caulfield and Savard get Montreal within one. 3-2, Calgary through. 40 minutes to play. Ron and Elliott. Saturday headlines next on Hockey Night in Canada.
on the eve of St. Paddy's. The home team celebrating 3-0 leads, and now it's tight through 3-2 in both cases. We'll have the panel in just a second. Elliot Friedman, our Saturday headlines, and Elliot, Martin St. Louis, we understood from the early part of the afternoon he had to leave the team. Do you know anything, or can you help us?
No, we'll just respect the family's privacy there, Ron, but in case you did not hear this earlier, you're not watching Calgary, Montreal, they announced that Martin St. Louis was taking an indefinite leave from the team, and Trevor Letowski is coaching the Canadians tonight and for the foreseeable future, and we'll just respect the family's privacy and wish them all the best. One other injury note we did want to touch on is that, a lot of Toronto fans wondering about Mitch Marner. Doesn't sound like that is anything serious, and he should be ramping up his skating next week, Ron.
Thanks, Elliot, on that, and echo the sentiments for Marty. So you did some reporting on Atlanta back in the picture. How about the Arizona Coyotes situation, Elliot?
Okay, well, Ron, spent a lot of time looking into this week, and we've reached a fork in the road for the Arizona Coyotes. Now, the first one, which is the one I think that the NHL prefers and the ownership there prefers, is that they win the auction that we now know is going to happen, and they buy the land and eventually build the arena, and the Arizona Coyotes stay in Arizona. And I've been told multiple times this week, do not underestimate Arizona ownership's willingness to do this and to prove that it can do this. However, there is also an admission that the status quo cannot continue. And there are a lot of variables here, and that is that the auction won't take place until June. What happens if the Coyotes don't win it? There's a lot of unsure nature about what the timeline would be if they do win it and how long it would take. So as a result of that, especially if the Coyotes don't win the auction, relocation will be on the table. And so there are parallel conversations going on right now. One for the Coyotes to go ahead and win the auction and stay there, and the other for what happens if they don't end up winning the auction and what the future would be. And in that case, Ron, relocation would be on the table, and we'll see how this goes. But again, the Coyotes maintain it is their goal to win the auction and stay in the state.
We were watching Rod Brindamore, and we're expecting him to say we could be down 20-0 because if they didn't score that power play goal, he'd have retired here at the second intermission. But he's obviously in line for a contract. What are you hearing?
Well, we asked him this morning, just said, where do things stand? And he was pretty tight-lipped. He just said he's optimistic. But one of the things I was reminded in looking into this is the last time around he said he wanted his assistant coaches to be taken care of. And even though he would not talk about that today, I understand that remains one of the issues. He wants his assistant coaches to be taken care of, and that's what he's waiting for before he signs on the dotted line, Ron.
Elliot Friedman, the Saturday headlines. So Kevin Wench pick up on the power play woes for Carolina, and then they did bail out at the end.
Yeah, we created this pack until 2.7 seconds left, but we're going to stick with it, and we're going to show all the chances that Toronto penalty kill has generated. And you don't expect to get these chances. They're bonuses. And honestly, I attribute them to usually a good offensive read by F1 and then sloppiness by the power play. So that's why you have guys like Nylander and Matthews out there and Marner at times. But F1 on the penalty kill, understand, that's the one person who usually has free reign. The structure comes from the D and the second forward. F1 gets to make these reads, make a play, understand what they're trying to do, disrupt down the ice. And when you create a lot of these chances, they're obviously a bonus. The problem is you don't score in any of them. There's 5 chances right there. And then with time ticking down, it's almost inevitable that the power play is going to get a greasy one, which they did. So now it's 3-2. Penalty kill has done a pretty good job up to now. It's just tough to give that one up with 2.7 left.
And so, Kevin, you talked about some of those opportunities, a couple of them breakaways with pressure where they didn't capitalize. So, yes, it's nice to get breakaways, but you've got to make sure that you're making nice decisions with those opportunities so you can bury a goal. Here's some great examples of how they did very well. Tavares gets the pass at the blue line. He knows how quickly the pressure is coming. He knows. He sees them coming. I've got a little bit of time, but I'm going to keep the puck far enough ahead of me so that Slavin can't come in and poke that puck. Decides to go for the quick release. On this one, Nylander coming in from a different angle, all kinds of speed, but great work with his feet. Look, this is the key position. Wide stance, hands ready for anything. He teases the far post. He only goes about halfway across the crease, but look at his right blade of his skates as well. This is key, your toe caps towards the goaltender so he can do the quick cut back. I mean, a beautiful top shelf, but great decision making under pressure for 2 beautiful goals.
You ever have a bad shift before?
Probably not as many as
You
you.
ever have a bad period?
Never.
You ever have a bad shift?
Oh, yes.
So the ability to recover from a bad shift, it's inevitable. The longer you play, you will have bad shifts. So Lyubushkin has a really bad shift. His job as a defensive defenseman is defend, protect the puck. He's going to throw 2 pizzas up the middle here in one shift. And he doesn't get burned. Samsonov makes the great save later on in that shift. Now he's sinking high percentage. He just threw one away. Another turnover almost in the back of the net. So how do you recover? You go to the bench, you take a deep breath. This is his next shift. The poise on the blue line. He gets his puck head up, looking for a shot tip. Great recovery shift for Lyubushkin at the end of the period after 2 turnovers. The ability to recover, it's all mental.
It is. Connor Brown, we'll do it in the late games, but his rally the other night to score his first goal was sensational. How about over at Calgary?
Okay, so Ryan Huska earlier this week was critical. He was asked about his young players, and he was critical of his veterans, saying they need to be better. They're in a 3-game losing streak. So last game, Blake Coleman had 2 goals. Tonight, it's Michael Backlund, the captain, that has had a really strong game. So you see late in the first period, a double deflection. Michael Backlund gets his 14th of the season. And then just 11 seconds in, watch this great play to lift the stick of Gooley, and then the puck from Uyghur goes in front. This just 11 seconds into the second period. Michael Backlund gets his 15th of the season. So tons of leadership from the Flames veterans.
Backlund's got a tough job, right? This is a team that's obviously not going to make the playoffs, and those are tough situations when you're the captain and you have to keep everyone together. And if they win down the stretch, great. It'll be a little bit easier. If they start losing, it's going to be tough to keep that team together, and that's going to be his job as the captain.
But continue to play with that edge. And in some of those plays, it's the work even away from the puck when you don't have it in terms of keeping some of the energy high, right? And the morale high.
The difference between the 2 teams, too, right? We haven't really talked about that. Like, Montreal's trajectory's going up, right? They're going into next season. They're like, we're young. We're getting better every year. Calgary, what are they going to do next year, right? They've had a little bit of a rebirth.
Well, I'll ask you, because I think Rasmus Anderson, Kelly, Mackenzie Weegar, the veterans, Blake Coleman, and Jacob Markstrom still seem to be bought in.
Well, yeah, they have. Rasmus Anderson is really critical of himself Wednesday after that Tuesday bad loss, and he was much better Thursday. Much better.
88 is a theme tonight, by the way. Mangiapane's looking great, Nylander's looking great, and the 2 linesmen in Toronto wearing 88. All right, when we come back, the Chevrolet Good Deeds Cup. You don't want to miss that sensational victory. This team that won did close to 3,000 good deeds. We'll have that for you when we return to our second intermission on Hockey Night in Canada, presented by Rogers. Chevrolet Good Deeds Cup. You Google any minor hockey team in Canada on their online website, you'll find an ad for the Good Deeds. Everybody buys in. This year it ran from January the 19th to March the 3rd, 6 weeks. We asked them to do acts of kindness, good deeds, and they could get $100,000 for the charity of their choice. None of the good deeds went unnoticed, but as mentioned, you'll see in this graphic about 1,350 when we were doing the table. It got to over 2,500 good deeds. We're proud to announce the 2024 Chevrolet Good Deeds Cup champions are the Huntsville U13 Sting Black.
Everybody, let's sing. U13 Black.
Just amazing. Congrats, U13 Huntsville Sting Black from Huntsville, Ontario, about 2.5 hours north of Toronto. The manager, Sarah Roberts, the coach, Paul Goida. There are the young women who were just so inspirational. They would collect garbage. They donated clothing. They did 1,700 books were donated. And some of the young U13s, we awarded them books by Angela James and Sammy Jo Small and Cassie Campbell Pascal. Kevin Bieksa and I met the team, met the coaches today. Kevin had all kinds of great advice. Food for Kids is the charity of choice. It provides packaged food for kids 4 to 13 who have limited or no access to food each weekend. So that's what they have chosen to do with $100,000. Congrats once again to our 2024 Chevrolet Good Deeds Cup champions from Huntsville. The third period of the game you're enjoying is next.
Stats After 40 brought to you by Rogers, Canada's largest and most reliable 5G network, as we're getting set for the third period face-off. The Flames up 3-2 on the Montreal Canadiens here at Scotiabank Saddledome. Inside the booth, Rick Ball with Greg Millen. And Greg, I know you as a card-carrying member, as the goal of the goaltending union, want to point something out on that third Calgary goal that made it 3-0.
And I probably should have at the time, because it may become an important factor here. If you watch this goal and watch Huberdeau here, he's going to give Primo a pretty good nudge. He's in the blue paint, and immediately afterwards, Primo is going to talk to the official about it. However, the Montreal Canadiens do not challenge it at all, and play continued. But that might have been interesting if challenged, because certainly Huberdeau was in the blue paint, and he did give Primo a little bit of a nudge so that he perhaps eliminated him from stopping the puck on the play.
That made it 3-zip. Montreal pushed back with 2 in the second half of the period, and it's a 1-goal game. Here's Backlund. He's got a pair. There's a pass in front for Coleman, just out of his reach as Mangiapane fed it across. Uyghur on the puck. Mangiapane with a shot off the skate of Slavkovsky. The Flames scored 11 seconds into the second period, and they've got early pressure here in the third. Puck flipped across. Caulfield able to break it up out to Suzuki. Slavkovsky going to the goal. There's the pass. Stopped by Wolf. Knocked over. Penalty coming up to Slavkovsky, who bumped into Wolf. Delayed call, so the Flames get the extra man out. As Miramanov drops it back. Wolf with a big save and draws a penalty at the same time. Not bad. Huberdeau gains the line, taken away, and that will send Calgary to its third power play.
So Uyghur got caught stepping in. That created the 2-on-1.
Montreal 22-minute
And
minor
Slavkovsky
goaltender interference.
goes to the net with authority. Uyghur gets caught here. That's a tough play for him as he just gets caught in standing in, and that created the 2-on-1. Slavkovsky goes to the net. He might have got pushed in a bit by Uyghur, but nevertheless, Wolf does a good job going down in a hurry as well. But Wolf with a big save, and now the tide has changed as well as the Calgary Flames, with already one power play goal, is trying to get another one here.
1 for 2. Flames with a chance to restore a 2-goal lead. Big kill for Montreal. Calgary wins the draw, though. Miramanov works it across. Sharangovich down low. Huberdeau in front. They score! Tipped in by Calgary on the power play. 4-2 Calgary. And that took all of 6 seconds on the man advantage.
The power play's been a sore spot for the Flames all year, but it's starting to come on. Kadri wins the draw, and then he'll get away from the traffic, and then he'll arrive on time. And when he does that, that leaves him wide open. Straight across, Huberdeau with a real good pass, but Kadri hides from the traffic, and then arrives in time and sneaks in behind the defense. And, yeah, he doesn't like the call, and he's got a bit of a point. I mean, he's going to the net with authority, and he got pushed in from behind. So I can see why the Canadians are maybe not happy with that particular situation. It was a close one. And Wolf did go down, however, on the play.
Kadri's 23rd, second point of the game. There's Huberdeau. He's got a couple helpers, maybe a third one. Pospisil trying to go 5-hole, and Primo's able to shut it down as Pospisil looked for his second of the game. But Primo able to close the door and hang on.
Now Montreal needing to open it up now a little bit, but it's a bit early for that. And they get caught here, and Pospisil goes right through the defense, and good play by Primo. Those are never easy when you're in transition, moving from one side to the other. And Pospisil, who had a pretty tough penalty in the second period now, trying to redeem himself, although he does have a goal in this game. He's had a good game except for that penalty, which was a foolish penalty late in the second period.
Flames killed it off, but it gave Montreal a little momentum.
Sure did.
As they cut the lead to 1. Back up to 2 early stages, third period, though. On that goal by Nazem Kadri on the power play, which has gone 2 for 3. There's Kadri. Pass block, comes back to him. Rolling puck, settles it down, drops it off. Both teams changing. Ahochu all the way across to Shillington. Steered in by Dryden Hunt. Flames wrap up this homestand when Washington comes to town on Monday. Montreal road trip continues in Edmonton on Tuesday, as they start the first of 5 away from home. Evans down the wing. Anderson feeds it over. Gallagher winds up with a shot. That's wide of the goal. Might have been deflected. Josh Anderson puts it to Gallagher behind the net. Partially fanning the pass. It goes right to Kuzmenko. Out to Hunt. Carries in. Jabbed away. Sharangovich takes a spill. That allows Anderson to get away. Make a play to Brendan Gallagher. Little chip in. He'll leave it now for Evans. Down from behind the net. Jake Evans to the high slot. And Wolf finds that and hangs on. And then Gallagher going at it with Uyghur after the whistle. And again, tempers Flair.
Gallagher's made a career out of standing right in front of the net. Uyghur doesn't take too kindly to it. I see Coronado's back on this line with Hunt and Sharangovich here in this third period. They're together on this last sequence. And there's Gallagher. You know he's going to do that. And Uyghur's pretty tough as well. He's not going to take it.
Uyghur still second in the league in goals by defenseman, tied with 15 on the year, but he hasn't scored in a while. Playing well still, but they were coming fast and furious for a while in terms of goals for number 52. Backlund able to flip it ahead to Coleman. Away he goes with Mangiapane as they crisscross. There's Weegar. Long shot didn't get through. Gooley got in the way and gets the puck. For Nick Suzuki, too far though. There's a shot that hit Mangiapane. Bounces back towards the blue line. Miramanov. Coleman tried to play it in front, but Gooley sprawled and knocked that pass aside. Miramanov over to Weegar. Down low for Blake Coleman. Now there's 28 goals this season for Coleman. 18 have come in the third period, including a pair in that win over Vegas a couple nights ago. Pass in front for Mangiapane, off the mark. Miramanov pinching in deep. Throws the puck back. Here's Weegar with a shot. Turn it over and scores! Primo with the first save. Miramanov, his second as a Flame, makes it 5-2.
Well, they like Miramanov. They think he's got some offensive push. He's got a big shot. And he sneaks in here as well. After the Flames move it around pretty well. And there's Miramanov. He'll come in from the point, and then he'll come right around the back door, and then the puck arrives off the rebound from Primo, and he gets a gift. And here he comes, the initial shot from Weegar, and there he is in the back door, and the kid's got a couple here for Calgary.
Yep, and that's 3 assists tonight for Mackenzie Weegar, who is up to 39 points on the year. There's a pass in front, bouncing right to Wolf, chopped away, loose puck on the backhand. Jack-Eye with a shot, and that was blocked by Shillington. And the puck's played out.
Flames fifth goal tonight. His second of the year.
And it goes all the way down for an icy call.
So just when you think the Montreal Canadiens have gained some momentum after 2 periods, battling back and making it close after being down 3-0, the Flames here early in this third have just taken this game over. And he's one of the reasons. Wolf's been good, particularly in the first half of this game and in the first period.
Stopped 28 of 30 so far on this one. Jack-Eye walks it across with shot glove save. Wolf had a beat on that, and he snags the puck and hangs on. Montreal hosts the ISU World Figure Skating Championship, showcasing the top skaters. Catch it live March 20th to the 24th on CBC and on CBC Gem. Saw Jack-Eye with that wrister. He has a heck of a slap shot. He had registered 107-mile-an-hour slap shot at the Montreal skills competition this year.
We've seen it a couple of times, Ed. You can toss them too.
He's pretty tough. He joins a long list of Montreal Canadiens defensemen who can really shoot the puck. You look at Shea Weber. Sheldon Surrey, when he played in Montreal, had a bomb from the blue line.
Larry Robinson.
Yep. Harvey Pinard into the zone by himself, knocked away by Ohochuk, who circles the net and has a chance to bring it out. Nikita Ohochuk with a pass towards Kadri, but is in his feet. And now they go offside with exactly 5 minutes gone in the third.
Kadri starts it off, wins the face-off, gets a power play goal. And he's been a good leader for this hockey club.
He's been really good this season.
I mean, you really can't complain at all about his leadership abilities, the way he's played game in and game out. Something that I think it's fair to say early in his career, like a lot of young players, was just finding his way and has really accepted that role here in Calgary. Winning a Stanley Cup doesn't hurt them. You learn how to win in a real hurry doing that with some pretty good players.
Here's Sharangovich with a quick shot and a puck that pinballed over to him, and it's gloved by Primo. And he hangs on.
And Kuzmenko back on this line. Of course, he was coming off being on the power play. And Wolf has been terrific, particularly early in this game. 15 shots for the Canadiens in period number 1. Here's an example of his work. He's quick, he's mobile, his rebound control is excellent, his transition is really good, and his play reads. And you can't complain about Wolf's game here again tonight. It's been good.
Off the drop, puck played to the line, out the center ice to Gallagher, and he'll work it in on Rasmus Anderson. Harris picks the puck up. Tries a sharp angle shot, finds his way through. Wolf is down, able to cover up, took a stick in the mask on that scramble. And then a little more rough stuff on the whistle.
A little frustration coming out here for Montreal. And Gallagher, of course, in the middle of it again. And Wolf looking through traffic, finds it. No rebound as Gallagher's trying to fish it out. Anderson and Shillington do a pretty good job of roughing up Gallagher, who's not afraid to be in that position most nights. An off year for him, though. Just 11 goals and 20 points so far on the season.
Face off in the Calgary zone. 12th year for Brendan Gallagher, who was a great junior player as well with the Vancouver Giants. Missed half a year last year with an ankle injury, though.
He's been pretty healthy this year.
Matheson with a shot. That's off the stick of Kuzmenko wide. Banked around by Gouli. Evans to it in the corner. Trying to shake Anderson. Chips it behind the net to Josh Anderson. Bank pass to Gouli. Quickly plays it back down low. Evans able to pick it up. And it's stolen neatly by Kuzmenko. Making moves as he gains the line. Hunt's going to the goal. Kuzmenko still mustering the puck. Sticks with it. But Anderson comes back to take it away. Jake Evans gains the line. Flipped in deep. Batted away by Miramano. And the puck's cleared up the center. Backlund's there. Montreal controls. 6.5 gone, third period. Matheson. Suzuki in full flight. Slavkovsky cuts to the middle. Suzuki, sharp angle. Turned away by Wolf. Might have been going wide anyway. Played back to Jackeye at the line with a pass over to Savard. Now Caulfield in front. Off the skate of Weaver wide of the goal. Savard racing up on the play. Back to Caulfield at the blue line. Quick wrister. Stop by one. Stop the rebound. What a save by Suzuki. One shot turned away. Wolf, biggest stop of the game so far. Mangiapane heads up ice. Sweeps it across. Just onside. Backlund, who has a pair. Bouncing puck off the boards. Chops it in deep.
Wolf has his goal stick broken at the other end. He's not picking it up. And he's leaving it there also. I'd be kicking it away in case the Canadians come back the other way.
Chipped off the glass. Flames stick with it.
Now he's going to get it. Yeah. I was going to say you can play with it that way, but
goalies can.
It took a long time for him to get his stick. I'm not quite sure why.
Awesome. Cadbury winding up out of his own zone with a pass to Huberdeau. Jonathan Huberdeau down the wing. Back to Cadbury with a shot into traffic, and Primo finds that and hangs on. 5-2 Calgary. Dustin Wolf, biggest save of the game off of Suzuki moments ago. As he stops his 32nd. Watch this on the rebound. Wow, right pad stop by Dustin Wolf.
As Greg Millen said moments ago, Brendan Gallagher has made a career out of a nose for the net, irritating goaltenders, parking himself in those dirty areas. It goes way back to the Brick Tournament.
The puck ahead. Gallagher works the puck in. He works it all alone. He's no goal.
Even then, Greg, full bulldozer. Plow everybody into the net.
Great stuff, Brian. And you could see that competitive spirit at a very young age, couldn't you?
Caulfield's pass finds Slavkovsky. Suzuki checked. Puck to center. Slavkovsky pressured, able to get it in though, and that'll send Miramanov back to the puck. Chips it around the glass. Blake Coleman. Long pass broken up by Jackeye in the neutral zone. Banks it right back in. There's Weegar. Mangiapane pressured by Jackeye. Loose puck picked up by Cole Caulfield. Snapped out of his slump earlier in this game, and good look there, but a blocker saved by Wolf. Puck lofted to the neutral zone. Mangiapane passing on Jackeye, but the big defenseman protects the puck, makes a pass at the end of his shift. And heads off as both teams make changes. Dooley to White. All the way over to Pearson, too far. Rasmus Anderson back. Coronado clears. Montreal fires it right back in. 9 minutes gone, third period. Scotiabank Saddledome. Flames looking to sweep the season series. Canadiens had won 6 of the previous 10 meetings. A.J. Greer to the puck. Former Bruin. Canadiens get it away, and Dooley planks it off the glass and out. It's on goal. Wolf has to play it. Shillington settles it down as he takes his time, and we approach the midway mark of the third. Long pass. Armia gets in the way. Over the line, bumped by Pospisil, but chips it through for Newhook. He couldn't take the pass. Kadri skates it out. Played in. Stolen. And it was Struble who got the loose puck. Broken up by Kadri at center ice. Fired to an open side. Joshua Waugh flipped it ahead. Pahal able to settle it down, and he gives it to Ohochuk. That entry denied at the Montreal blue line. UL Armia back the other way. Puts the puck onto the wing. It winds up in the corner. Armia fires it back to the point, out of the reach of Jaden Struble and all the way down the ice. Struble behind his own net. Over to Savard, who has one of the Montreal goals. That's in off a stick. Josh Anderson racing up after it. He's bumped. Weegar under pressure. Gets the puck free, and the Flames should be able to get it out. Sharangovich took a pretty good hit from Anderson as he made a pass. Here's Evans back the other way. Swept away by Dryden Hunt. Kuzmenko takes off. Andrei Kuzmenko to Hunt on the wing. Sharangovich flips the puck to the corner. Jackeye there ahead of Hunt with a pass to Evans. Stops. Feeds it to Anderson at the end of his shift.
And the Flames now with this lead, I mean, they're just sitting back, making sure they have numbers back, and not giving the Canadiens any life here in this third with 8:44 to go.
Shillington in. The old cliche when you're up by 3 in the third at home is pucks deep and short shifts.
Yep.
Here's Suzuki walking it across. Dropped it off. Caulfield shoots. Put it just wide. Mangiapane picks up the loose puck. Backlund. Down the wing. Mangiapane. Backlund. Fires it across. Weegar pinching. Chip past him, but not out. Mangiapane flips it behind the net to Backlund. Taken away. And Cole Caulfield gives it to Nick Suzuki. He'll lead the rush. Stopping. Suzuki. Anderson. Caulfield asking for the puck. There's a pass across. Deflected by Coronado. Winds up in behind the net. Slavkovsky turns in the corner. Puck comes back towards Matheson. He'll settle it down with a play over. That's flipped towards the goal. Chip just wide. Redirected by Suzuki. Caulfield pressure. Lost the handle, but recovered by Slavkovsky. In front for Suzuki. But there's one big bounce off the end boards. Back in front. Loose puck. Coronado can't get it. Habs pressuring now, looking to cut the lead to 2.
Well, this one line has been the best for the Habs by a mile with their star players.
Struble fires it in deep for Slavkovsky. Fan of the pass. Gets helped out, though. Caulfield trying to work it to the other side. Bouncing puck. He's bumped. White racing into the play. Some tired Flames on the ice. Canadians trying to take advantage. Harris walks the line. Looking for a lane. Makes a pass. As it's worked in deep.
Minute 20 for the defense here on the Flames.
Struble pressured by Rooney, and the Flames get a break. Coronado able to get it out, gain center, and flip it in. And Calgary getting a much-needed change as Montreal unable to take advantage of some tired Flames skaters. Tanner Pearson skates out of his own zone. Over to Whiteoff is skating in. Pospisil missed the puck. Picked up by Jack-Eye. Here's Pearson. Back to the line. Savard with a one-timer and a pad save by Wolf through traffic. Jack-Eye's pass off a stick as Kadri broke up that play. Approaching the 14-minute mark of the third. Newhook off the bench in time to take that pass. Now Savard follows up. Worked in by Watt and Newhook. Pushed to the boards by Pospisil. Played across. Picked up by Hunt. In on Jack-Eye. Hunt swings in wide. By himself on this one. Trying to get it in front. Pass blocked by Savard. Jack-Eye's pass stolen by Kuzmenko. Back to Hunt. Pass back to the line to Shillington. And play it down the boards. Kuzmenko spinning. Sharangovich with a shot, and Primo's able to gather that in. And hang on. With 5:40 left in the third. Kadri on the power play early. And 3 minutes later, Miromanov makes it 5-2 Flames. Most electrifying play of the game brought to you by Polestar Cars. 100% electric, pure performance.
Oh, this guy's been electrifying. There's no doubt about that. Here's a couple of his big saves throughout the contest. He's stopped 63 of 66 shots his last 2 games, Wolf, with a .955 save percentage, if you can imagine. And here's the last one. This time he does look through traffic and is able to make the save, and that actually redirected as well. If he doesn't get locked in and finds pucks like that, he'll be just fine.
No icing, puck tip. 35 saves for Wolf. That's a career high at the NHL level. As Huberdeau has a couple of helpers, plays it over to Pospisil. Oh, bold Pospisil bowled over by his own player, Kadri. He's your biggest hit of the game right there. Pospisil okay?
He's a cup bear in a china shop, isn't he?
Little friendly fire.
He's all over the place. I don't think sometimes his teammates know where he's heading.
Puck dumped in and around with 5 minutes left in period 3. Mangiapane knocked away. Slavkovsky pressured. Mangiapane gets it back. Coleman drops it off. Backlund. He's got a pair. Works it in deep behind the net. Played it in front. Deflected away. Miramanov feeds it down low, just out of the reach of Mangiapane as it comes around to Cole Caulfield. Matheson now. Back to Caulfield. As he works it through the neutral zone. Slavkovsky. Pass over. Suzuki. Behind the net with that pass. Miramanov being hassled by Slavkovsky. And now Caulfield to a loose puck. Played it in front. Broken up by Weegar. And they'll have a chance to make a pass to Coleman, who skates it out. Crisscrossing with Mangiapane late in the shift. Bounced in on goal. As the Flames make a change.
You know, for Flame fans, Miramanov, easy for me to say, his stick work is really good. He's got long range, and he uses it extremely well. And I've noticed it more than a few times again in this game here tonight.
Well, he's also coming off major reconstructive knee surgery. I think the Flames feel like give him another off-season, and he'll be an even more effective skater next year than he is. Good shot, good stick, as you mentioned, Greg. Big.
Yeah, I think it's a nice find for Craig Conroy, the general manager here of the Calgary Flames.
And he's played over 22 minutes in this one with a goal. Pahal able to fish it away from UL Armia, and that's lofted back into the Montreal zone as we approach the final 3 minutes of the third. Both teams changing. David Savard with a pass over to Harris, who plays that in. I'm sure if it was icing. It's not, so he plays it around the boards. Cut off by Harris. There's a shot from the line. That deflects high as the puck goes over the net off the glass. Back to the point. And it was a hand pass that draws a whistle. With 2:51 left. Possum Kadri with a big hit on Pospisil. Whoops. Everybody's okay. But also performs at the Junos. Also performing Maestro Fresh West, the beaches, and more. Watch Sunday, March 24th at 8 Eastern on CBC and on CBC Gem. Well, Lanny McDonald enjoying this one. Flashbacks of '89 when the Flames knocked off the Habs in the Stanley Cup. Honoring that team here tonight. Calgary up 5-2.
Put on a good show for them.
Great to see Lanny back in the building. Talked about it earlier. Well-deserved ovation after his health issues recently.
A huge part of this community, and of course a huge part of the hockey family.
Massive presence on what is a very good alumni here in Calgary as well. And one of the great guys in the sport.
Sure is. Quality person, man. Great to see him back.
Matheson with a one-timer blocked by Pospisil. He gulps the puck out, and that hurt. As he goes to the bench, Flames are changing. And we approach the final 2 minutes. Caden Dooley back to it, the Edmonton native, waiting in behind his own net. Speaking of Edmonton, that's where Montreal is next on Tuesday, as this 5-game road trip continues. Puck off the glass and out. Coleman's there. Over to Mangiapane. He'll try a shot off a stick. Coleman picks it up in the corner. Knocked down by Jackal. With a physical play there by the 240-pounder. There's the puck now. Turning. Armia. Feeds it over. Waugh over the line. Tied up by Hunt. Armia follows up. Plays it back to Savard, but puck comes outside the zone. Chopped out of the air by Hunt. Feeds it across. Sharangovich in front. Rooney stopped on the redirection as Caden Primo came out to cut down the angle and able to hang on.
I like Hunt's game again tonight. He's got good vision and offensive skills, and he delays here, delays. Look at this little talented move, picking it out of the air, and then he'll throw it across. And Sharangovich trying to find Rooney in front. And then a little extracurricular activity again after the whistle, but really nothing coming of it. With Jack-Eye, who's a tough guy, I don't think anybody really wants to have a chat with him at this point of the hockey game.
Right off the draw, puck back to Primo, who hangs on. And a minute 12 to go. Harris puts the puck off the glass and out. Harvey Pinard rocked with a hit by Pahal. Pass comes back to the line. That's out the center ice. As we enter the final minute of play, it's Scotiabank Saddledome. Harvey Pinard chips it in. Wolf's out to play it. Sharangovich flips it off the boards. Kept on side. Play it around to the near side as Struble will cut it off. The Flames had 3 tough losses in a row. Florida, Carolina, and Colorado, but 2 strong performances since that run. As they knock off the defending Stanley Cup champion Vegas Golden Knights. And are about to close out a win here against Montreal with 20 seconds left, up 5-2.
Well, after that loss, I mean, Ryan Huska had a chat with his leadership group. There was Anderson, Backlund, Coleman, Huberdeau, Kadri, Markstrom, and Uyghur on it. And I asked him about it before the game here tonight, and he just said basically it was just, you know, where are we? A good chat in our position. It's no secret what's gone on in terms of all the trades, and be professional, that we need you as a leadership group. And boy, the players have responded to the coach. And I think Ryan Huska's done an excellent job here this season with all the adversity, the free agents, the expectation of trades, keeping the ship together. And one thing about the Flames, they've competed it.
One more save for Wolf, and then a poke at the puck by Josh Anderson, but nothing comes of that.
And that's an exclamation mark for Wolf. Boy, he's been good here again in this hockey game. Just straightening things around there. Maybe he might have got that one where it hurts the most. You never know.
What do you think about?
But he made a good save.
Craig Conroy traded all 5 of the pending unrestricted free agents, going back to Tyler Toffoli in the summer. Got back 9 draft picks, including 2 first-rounders, 4 players, and 3 prospects. And as the Flames, much like Montreal, are a team that's looking more long-term in terms of the arc of their franchise as this one winds down. Puck flipped across, and Flames sweep the season series with the Canadiens and win this one 5-2.
They get good goaltending from Wolf. Their power play worked, and their captain Backlund led the way with a couple of goals, and that's the story here in this one.
Montreal makes it interesting with a couple in the second to cut it to 1, but then Kadri and Miromanov in the third put it away. 5-2 your final for Greg Millen and Ryan Leslie. I'm Rick Ball saying goodnight from Calgary as we hand things off to Toronto. Chris Cuthbert and Craig Simpson. Hurricanes and Leafs, take it away.